Hi, my name is Amy, and I started my weight loss journey with Saxenda on October 4th. I was given a sample pen from my doctor's office. Hopefully, if you decide to try Saxenda, you are able to get a sample pen from your doctor. The reason I say that it's best to get a sample pen is because I've joined a number of Facebook support groups, and I highly recommend that you do that because there is so much more information that I got that way. Also, they are a great group of people who are extremely supportive, but the information that you get is really good. So, this is what the pens look like when you get them. When you take the cap off, you can see it looks completely clear. They do need to be kept in the refrigerator. The needles that came with my sample pen came in this little box, and the pharmacy also gave me a large box of them. There's lots of videos that show you how to take the shot, but I'm going to go ahead and go through it really quick. When you go to take the shot, you pull the paper off the needle cap. If you push it on just a little bit, it gives a little snap, and then you finish twisting it on. There are two caps that you take off. I take the first one off, and then I will do my dosage. Now, here's the thing. The pharmacy or the pharmaceutical company wants you to start at zero point 0.6 milligrams and then stay on that for a week. And then it wants you to go up to 1.2 milligrams for a week. And then it wants you to bump it up another 0.6 for a week. And then it wants you to bump it up another 0.6 for another week. My doctor said stay on the lowest dose as long as it works. There are a lot of side effects that people have with this medicine. I didn't really notice anything the first week, but the second I stayed on 0.6 my second week, and I was really tired, like so tired it was hard for me to work. So what I did was I dropped it down to a half dose, which when you're dosing, if you listen, you can hear clicks between it. There's 10 clicks between each marked dose. Now they're only marked at the 0.6 milligram levels. That was 2 clicks, 3, 4, 5. That would be a 0.3 milligram dose. That's what I did for the first weekend or the next week and a half after I realized how tired I was. I still continued to lose weight and I got my energy back. When I started to plateau, I only went up one more click. And that's where I've been for almost another week and a half, and I'm still losing weight. Then you will take off the second little cap, it's a tiny little thing. And excuse my fat, but I'm going to show you how to inject in your belly. It does not hurt. It is the tiniest little needle. I don't know if you can even see it. It is just the tiniest little needle. Pinch some fat, hold it down until it stops clicking, release, but continue to hold it in your skin for a good long count to 10. I actually usually count to 20 on it before I pull it out. Now, I am a bleeder, so there's a lot of times that I will actually bleed afterwards. They say not to put the cap back on because they don't want you to poke yourself, but I feel like I would poke myself more if I didn't put the cap back on before I take it off. So I put both caps back on, and then I put my needle in a receptacle. I'm saving all my used needles to turn in later. These are supposed to be, they said after you start using it that it doesn't have to be refrigerated. I keep my needles in the refrigerator all the time. I don't know if I don't think I showed you. As you use it, the plunger pushes the medicine up so you can see the difference between the new needle and the one that's been used. Now, I've been using this one for a month now. So, but I've also been using less than the 0.6 dose. So that's how you use it. Now, the things that I have learned. First of all, don't bump it up until you have to. Hopefully, that's what your doctor tells you. Honestly, the difference between 0.6 and the 3 milligrams max that it goes up to, first of all, you're pumping a lot of medication into your body that it doesn't necessarily need. If it's working at a lower dose, why pump more medication into your body? Second of all, you get more side effects the more you're pumping into your body. And third, you're throwing money at that pharmaceutical company, honestly. The pen lasts for 30 days on the 0.6 milligrams. It lasts for 6 days on the 3 milligrams. So you will go through a pen every 6 days if you're on the 3 milligram dose. You will only go through a pen a month on the 0.6 milligram dose. Stay on the lower dose, especially if you're paying out of the pocket. Many insurance companies aren't covering it. There is a discount card that they give you, but guess what? The discount card doesn't work if your insurance doesn't cover it, which makes no sense to me. My insurance did not cover it. I was lucky enough that my husband and I had enough money in our flex spending account to cover it for this year. There's also a pharmacy in the UK that I heard about through one of the support groups that sells the pens. You get 5 pens for $400 approximately. Without insurance in the US, the pens cost between $1,200 and $1,500 for 5 pens. So keep that in mind. Now, the things the doctor forgot to tell me. I had seen on some videos and some Facebook pages that alcohol and Saxenda don't mix. Thank goodness I had that heads up. I had had a drink when I was out with the ladies, and I didn't feel very good afterwards. So I knew that coming in. I do quite a bit of drinking. I don't know if you can tell by my name. I'm the boozy foodie. I like food and I like booze. I like to drink. So I knew that having one drink shouldn't really affect me that much, but this medication is actually made for diabetics. So alcohol doesn't generally work well with diabetes, so it makes sense that alcohol would not work with this medication. I had a wine walk that I was wanting to do with my family. And so I took a few days off from the shop before the wine walk. I did gain a couple of pounds during those couple of days off. I wasn't eating very well. I went out to some fancy restaurants during those couple of days. When I started on Saxenda, I had no appetite. Like I had to force myself to eat those first couple of days. I slowly started getting an appetite. I take my shot in the morning. I usually get an appetite around dinner, and then I get full very quickly when I eat. Slowly, as I've progressed with it, I will get hungry occasionally during the day and can have a very small meal that will get me by until dinner. And my dinners have gotten slowly slightly larger, but they are still nowhere near the same portion size as they had before. So that's one of the great things is I feel like Saxenda is teaching me great portion control. I'm hoping that I continue with that once I finish my Saxenda journey, but we'll see. The second thing that the doctor didn't tell me that I found out more about with the support groups, and this is where I'm going to get really real with you all, and I don't censor my mouth very well, so be warned. It was Halloween a few days ago. Last weekend was Halloween. There was leftover candy sitting around my house. My husband and I were sitting around watching TV, and we decided to indulge in some candy, and I overindulged. And I knew that I had overindulged because I was feeling a little nauseous from the sugar, which again, just like with the alcohol, sugar does not go well with Saxenda. It will make you kind of nauseous if you have too much sugar. That's two things you have to really pay attention to. And I thought that was going to be the end of it. I was a little nauseous. Bad girl, don't eat sugar. Got it. The next morning, I thought, as I was letting the dogs out, I thought that I needed to pass a little gas because you do get a little gassy with this medicine. And instead, it was not gas. I had what one of the other girls in one of the support groups lovingly refers to as the sugar shits. Be warned. If you have eaten sugar on Saxenda and you are feeling some pressure, go to the bathroom quickly. It is bad. It is very bad. It was an explosion for the rest of the day, and I have had to really pay attention to the amount of sugar that I eat. And now I know. I don't generally eat that much sugar, so I guess it took me the entire month of October to find out that this is a side effect of Saxenda. However, I now know and I am well aware. I will be avoiding sugar for the rest of my Saxenda journey for sure. Was there anything else that I wanted to talk about today? I think that might be it. Let me give you my data. I started October 4th at 149 pounds. I had my max weight is 159 pounds. Whoa, I'm giving myself 100 pounds credit. My max weight is 259 pounds. I started at 249 pounds on October 4th. I weighed myself this morning and I am down to 235 pounds on November 8th. Yes, November 8th. So just over a month, and I am down 14 pounds, give or take a decimal. Uh, and keep in mind that that was with a couple of pounds up when I took the 3 days off for my wine walk. Overall, it's been a good journey. The only issue I had was the sugar shits, obviously, but the drowsiness. I was so tired for that second week until I lowered my dose. And once I lowered my dose, I've gotten my energy back. And as I slowly click up, a lot of people on the groups don't know what I mean when I say click, but you just have to turn it really slow and listen for the clicks. Um, I highly recommend going by clicks. There was a study done to see the accuracy of the halfway margin, the halfway dose, and it was on Victoza, which is the same medication for diabetics, and it was highly accurate at the halfway dose. I don't know how accurate the individual clicks are, but I would assume that if the halfway point was accurate, I would assume the individual clicks were fairly accurate as well. So far, it's worked for me, so that's all I'm saying. Um, and I know a number of other people go off of clicks. I have a spreadsheet that keeps track of how many clicks I'm on. I'm a spreadsheet girl, so that's what I do. But that's where I'm at right now. This is an extra long video for me for the first one, but I wanted to make sure everybody knew where I was at, give you all the information that I have gotten so far, and I wish everyone the best of luck on their weight loss journey.